Good afternoon, dear learners. This is Dr. Pradeep Kumar Asthana, Assistant Professor, Institute of Management, Commerce and Economics, Sri Ram Swarup Memorial University, Lucknow, Dewa Road, Uttar Pradesh. Today, we will discuss about human resource accounting. In this lecture, we will talk about what is human resource accounting, why it is important, what are the benefits of having human resource accounting in a business organization, and what are the limitations of a human resource accounting. As we all know that the success and failure of any organization is dependent on the quality of the workers working in their knowledge, their skill, competence, motivation and understanding of organizational culture will help the organization to achieve its goal. So, human resource accounting is basically an information system that tells management what changes are occurring over the time to the human resources of the business. Human resource accounting involves accounting for expenditure related to human workforce. Such costs should be treated as investment and the human should be considered as an asset and not an expense or a liability. This simply saying that till now human assets are not got any place, the financial assets, and they are neglected till now. But as we know that human resources are the biggest asset for any organization, so those should be given place in the financial accounts, financial statements. Then next question comes, where it should be written. Human resource assets, human resources should not be written in liability side because they are not the liability, they are the assets. Now the work has started way before. In 1960, Francis Likert along with other social research made an attempt to start working on the human resource accounting. This is not a very new phenomena, it is nearly 50 to 60-year-old phenomena in which an attempt has been made, and at that time it was thought that human resources could be considered as an asset rather than as a liability. Over a long period, a number of experts have worked on it and produced certain models for evaluating human resources. It is okay to calculate to consider the human resources as an asset, but how we are going to calculate the value of the human resources, this poses a difficulty. So there are various research scholars, various prominent scholars who have worked and developed the model for the evaluation of human resources. Those are Schultz, William C. Pyle, Flamholz, Moores, Lev and Swart, Zaghi and Lev, and so on. So we can say the human resource accounting is based on this concept that traditional practice of treating all expenses on human capital formation as an immediate charge against the revenue of the period is not consistent with the term accorded to comparable outlays in the physical asset. It's simply saying that if we are considering the human resources as an expense, then that expense should not be considered in the financial statement in the same year. So now we will move ahead and we try to find out how the different organizations or different persons have defined the human resource accounting. So the first one is American Association of Accountants have said that human resource accounting is a process that identifies, that measures the data about human resources and communicate this information to the interested parties. As we know that the objective of the human resource accounting, objective of the accounting is to find out the concrete information so that the decision, correct decision could be taken and implemented in the market. So like that, human resource accounting is a long process. This is not a stop and one time work. This is a process in which the cost of human resource will be identified and that cost will be measured in monetary terms, and that results should be communicated to the desired party so that they could take the correct decision. Flamholz has defined human resource accounting as accounting for people as an organizational resource. It involves measuring the costs incurred by organizations to recruit, select, hire, train and develop human assets. It also involves measuring the economic value of the people to the organization. Flamholz has stated that we have to consider the human resources as an asset, and we have also to calculate the economic value of the persons who are working it and how it is beneficial to the organizations. Now human resource accounting is the art of valuing, recording and presenting systematically the worth of human resources in the books of accounts of an organization. If we look at all these definitions, then we find that there are three concepts, three factors which are coming out. First one is all the HRA definitions. If we club, then we find that all the definitions, all the scholars, all the experts have said that there should be a valuation of human resources, and these valued values should be recorded in the books of account, and this should not only be recorded in the books of account, this should be given place in the financial statement. It means those information should be disclosed in the financial statements, that should not be kept as a internal information. Next one, then the company, if we talk about the rules and regulations regarding the human resource accounting, so till now nothing has been given by the Companies Act 1956 or the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India has not given any strict rule to include human resource cost in the financial accounting, but it is voluntary, and most of the organization are including the human assets value in their financial statements. Now, we will talk about what is the need of human resource accounting. So, first one is no information in historical accounting. As we know that a historical accounting is based on the past data, and it is said that in historical accounting only those events, transaction would be considered which will be converted into monetary value. So, here is the limitation of the historical accounting is that it is not considering human resource as an asset. So, we will not find any information of human assets in a historical accounting. So, second one is ignorance of human assets. So, we can say till now the human assets is ignored. All the assets are considered whether it is a tangible or intangible, but one asset which is very crucial, very important for the organizational, that is ignored till now. Next one is to find out the real net worth. When we calculate the real net worth or the capital employed in a business organization, then we talk about the tangible assets, intangible assets, long-term liabilities, and so many elements are considered. But the major thing, a major asset which is running the organization, that is human asset, is not considered. But when we include the human resource accounting in our financial statements, then when only we can calculate the real net worth of the business organization. Then expenses on training and development of employees. Sometimes management wants to know how much money has been employed or how much money has been spent on the training and development of the employees. So, if there is a mechanism of human resource accounting in the business organization, then very easily it could be find out in this area over the period of times how much money has been invested in the human resources. Next one is a sound and effective basis of human asset control. If you want to control the human assets, how they are shifting, means we can divide the human resources into three parts. First one is unskilled, next one is semi-skilled, then the skilled human resources. So, if we want to control the human assets, how much are the skilled, or how much we have as a unskilled, how much training should be given to make them the skilled or more skillful. So, we can have a effective control basis on the human assets. Next one is effectively the use of human resources. If we are having the human resource accounting in our business organization, and every year we are calculating how it is benefiting to the organization, so we can very easily use the human resources at their optimal level with effectively. And showing in financial is now the time has come to consider the human resource as an asset, not as a liability, and it is also mandatory for the business organizations to put the human assets in their financial statements. Now, we will talk about some points of objectives of human resource accounting. Why human resource accounting should be considered in a business organization. So, first we can say that to provide cost value data for the managerial decision. When managerial decisions are taken regarding human resources, then the proper information related to the how much cost has been incurred and what would the expenses, how much value has been generated by those human resources, the data of these two should be put in a proper format so that they could take the decision. Second, to monitor the effectiveness. If you want to know the effectiveness of human resources in a business organization, then we have a proper channel, and that channel might be the human resource accounting. Next, to know the status of human assets. If any organization wants to know how much money has been spent on the human assets, or what is the status of human asset in our organization, with the help of human resource accounting, it is very easily known by the organization. Next one is to create awareness of the value of human resources. Next one is, it is important to value the human assets or human resources, but it is also important to make awareness among the employees that their value their values are put in the financial statement. Now the organization is giving more and more due consideration to the human assets in their organization. Then what would be the benefit of it? This would be the benefit that the employee will consider a belongingness to the organization and they will start working harder. This would be the motivational factor for the employees to work hard to achieve the organizational goals. Next one is, what are the benefits of human resource accounting? As we know that the human resource accounting is related to the calculating the cost and finding out the benefits from those people who are working in the organization. So we can say that from the human resource accounting we can find out our two goals. Yeah, there would be the two main benefits. First one is the people are valuable resources of the organization or enterprise because they are the greatest asset that is running the organization. Second, information on investment and value of human resources is useful for decision making in the organization. Yes, whenever we are having the information regarding investment, then we cannot exclude the human asset investment from that. If we are having human resource accounting in our organization, very easily the organization can include the value of human assets as an investment to find out the total investment of the organization. Next, proper investment. If we try to find out how much investment has been done, so as I have discussed above, yes, to know the proper investment or to the total value of organization investment, we have to consider the human asset investment also. Next, proper planning and execution of personal policies. If we try to plan and execute a personal policy effectively in our organization, then there is an urgent need that human resource accounting should be implemented in the organization. Calculation of real ROI. This is saying that when we are calculating the return on investment, then we are considering the asset. But if we look at the practical point of view, or if we try to find out the real return on investment, then we find that human resource assets are not included in that. If we actually want to know how much, what is the real ROI, then we have to include the human resource value in calculating the rate of investment. Next one is cost of developing human resources. Anytime organization wants to know how much cost has been incurred on the training and development of the human asset, then very easily with the help of human resource accounting it could be find out. Next one is increase morale and motivation. Whenever employees are said, they are aware that their value is considered in the financial statement or they are valued, so that becomes a pillar for the motivation of the employees for working hard to achieve the organizational goals. Now we will talk about some limitations of human resource accounting. As we know that every coin has two aspects, like that human resource accounting has some benefits as well as some lacunas also. If we talk about the lacunas, the first one can different from the physical assets. It means when we talk about the physical assets some appearance, some benefits, but when compared with the human assets, then human assets would be the different one, because the benefit or the skill level of the human assets are different, not recognized by the tax law. When we talk about the recognition of the human resource accounting or human assets by the higher authorities, then our tax law is not given any authorization to such type of accounting. Too many valuation models. It means when we talk about the human resource accounting valuation, to find out the amount spent on the human resources or to find out the benefits of the human resources, there are too many models. So it poses also a difficulty which model should be correct, which one model should be implemented to find out the human resources. Next one is huge expenses. If we try to include the human resource accounting in our organization, then it will incur huge expenses. So the small and mid businesses don't try to include the human resource accounting in their business houses, but some big houses, some big companies are including human resource accounting in their financial statement, or they are including the practice of human resource accounting in their organization. Now for today, this is for you Thank you all. In next lectures, we will discuss about some models of the human resource accounting. Thank you.